beside his home that we went in. Our handy workers are very familiar with it, and they took care of it for him.
It's a great
Very
service.
happy,
It's
yeah.
a great service. You mentioned, though, some of the services are based on income. And I think as our listeners, they think, well, I'm not going to be eligible. I own a home. But there's more to it than that in terms of qualifying. I mean, there's safety factors they take in consideration if they're living by themselves. And what the problem actually is, when you have 110-degree weather outside and their air conditioning is not working, I mean, that's an emergency.
It is an emergency, but it is an income-eligible program. And it doesn't necessarily have to be for seniors. It's an income-eligible program because we work with so many seniors. A lot of the ones that we help and that come into the program are seniors. But we have people with disabilities as well. But it is income-eligible.
Yeah, that I was going to ask you if that included people with disabilities,
Oh, yes.
not necessarily seniors.
Yes. Oh, definitely, yes.
Yeah, especially so. And, to differentiate between someone who is disabled, and I went to a meeting the other day, and the person said, I really just don't want to be called disabled. I want to be called impaired, but not disabled. If you ask me if I'm disabled, I'll say no. If you ask me if I'm impaired, I will say yes. So,
Good point.
not that it's an important distinction, but, what goes hand in hand are older adults and those who are impaired. And, those who are impaired can be under 65, can be not considered a senior. But,
Yes,
they need to have quality of life so they can become a senior. So there's a lot of, variables in this. And I think they
Yes.
do have to call you, Nikki, just to find out, to make sure that,
Yes, they should definitely call so we can talk to them and explain the program. And not just that, when we have somebody that comes into any of our programs, we also introduce our other programs because everything is so complementary. Every program goes hand in hand with everything else. When we have somebody from the handy worker program that comes in, our staff, I think it's just throughout the senior center, there's a compassion for the seniors and to promote that quality of life. So when I say our programs are complementary, they are, because you have a person that comes in is looking for services to repair their homes. We're talking to them. The staff is talking to them. They're finding out about them because they care for them. And we see people that are at their wits' end. They're coming in and they're saying, I don't know what to do. I don't have a toilet. I'm using the clubhouse to use the facilities. And then we start talking to them about the Second Career Center because they're saying, what do I do? What do I do? We
Right.
talk to them about the Second Career Center. Would you be open to doing a part-time job, or how many hours a week could help you? Or we have these other supportive services that go hand in hand that will help with other financial needs that they have. So it becomes complementary. But a lot of our people that come in for the handy worker program also become a part of the center in other ways. We have a lady right now that I was so happy to see the other day. She's come to 2 workshops for the Second Career Center, and she found out about fixing her home, and then she found out about support services for Alzheimer's and dementia because her parents were suffering and she was the caretaker. So now she's being supported in that way. And the other day I saw her volunteering for us. It was just a beautiful thing to see because
What goes around comes
Yes,
around,
and-
doesn't it?
And it's
It really
so
does.
complementary. Everything's so complementary.
But they're assimilated into a process, and that's so important that you
They're
can bring
assimilated
them
into
in.
a beautiful life.
Yes, exactly. And so it's so important that one thing leads to another. And some people who are in retirement, some of them didn't want to retire. Some of them say, I really feel that I could be doing something more, and they can come to our Second Career Center and figure out how to add to their community and to themselves.
Oh, yes, definitely. And, you know, the support that we're getting is amazing. We have a lot of local businesses that are supporting the effort. Every month we have a workshop, and we have a local business that presents and that talks to the seniors. They talk to them about what is really out there, the value that they have that a lot of seniors do not know they have.
That's
You
very
have
true.
seniors that haven't worked in 30 years and they don't know where to start.
That's right.
And the process that we're putting together right now is a one-on-one with them to support them in their career profile and building that confidence and knowing that there is something there. And we have I remember our very first person that came to the Second Career Center, 74 years old. She came from the handiworker program because, I mean, she didn't know where to get food. She didn't know, how to fix her home. She didn't know what she was going to do. And she came to one of our workshops and felt, okay, I need to come again. I feel good about this. She came to the second one. During the second during that workshop, we had a company that came in to talk about crossing guards and how
How interesting.
seniors could do this job. And so the presentation went really well, and she felt like, I can do this. She says, Nikki, I think I can do this. I'm going to try it. I need to make this extra money. And, she tried it. She, we helped her apply for it. We helped her through the interview process, and she just jumped in. Got the position, and she happens to be at one of the busiest intersections, and they will not let that woman go. They will not let her go. And not just that, it started to build her self-esteem because then she applied for another job
Oh, wow.
to complement that one, and now she is working full-time, and her life has changed.
Oh, I bet it has.
And it's amazing. It's very impactful. And that's just one of many stories that are seniors that their lives are changing, just because they see the value, they have the attention, the love, the care, and everything we do at the center is like that.
But it gives them hope, too.
Yes.
there's
And it
a
gives
lot
them
of hope.
purpose as well.
Yes, and on top of that, they get to come to a beautiful facility.
Yes.
I mean, the new senior center is just unbelievably beautiful.
It is a special experience all the way
It
around.
really is. It really is.
It
I
is.
wish my husband could have seen it, because he would have, I don't know what he would have done. I really don't.
He's looking down.
Yes,
He's
he
seeing
is.
it.
Yes, he is. He absolutely is, because he was one of the founders of the senior center many years ago. And yeah, it's an absolutely beautiful place, and what pleasant surroundings to have workshops like this.
Oh, yes.
I mean,
yes.
it's a pleasure just to walk up to the place, let alone walk inside. And it makes everyone feel good.
Yes, it's definitely an experience, and it's something that I think is natural for the staff because they want to create that experience.
I mean, compared to what we had before, which was fine, it served its purpose, but it was broken down, it needed repairs, it didn't look very pretty, it really didn't. And now look what we have. It's just unbelievable. Sitting up there on that hilltop, and every window you look out of,
Yeah.
you see an expanse that makes everyone feel good. It really does.
So we encourage local businesses also to call and talk with us and come and see the senior center and see how they can get involved with us, especially with a program like the Second Career Center, because there's a lot of value to our seniors.
Oh, absolutely. And it's amazing the number of seniors we have in this community, in the
Yes.
city of Santa Clarita and surrounding areas.
Oh, we have engineers, we have events coordinators, we have administrative assistants, we have people that do electrical and maintenance. We have your general people that just want to do data entry. We have procurement people. Our seniors there, they're just a wealth of knowledge.
That's very true.
Of knowledge.
And I bet you've had an increase in the numbers of seniors attending the new center, haven't you?
Yeah, we've surged. We've at least doubled, if not more, for people coming for lunch or people to use the services. Because once you come to Bella Vita, you tend to come back to Bella Vita.
Really?
Yes.
Which is nice. And Nikki was describing, just to summarize a little bit, 2 programs. The Handy Worker program is a federally funded program through a community development block grant from the federal funds. It winds its way through the great city of Santa Clarita, and they have some fantastic staff working on it. And then they funnel it through us, through the block grant program with the city. And that helps us to hire the staff to do the home repairs. Very strict guidelines, because these are federal guidelines that come down, so we
Yes.
have to follow that. And that's what funds that. But if it wasn't for the city and their support from their team, their housing team, we couldn't do it. On the other half, the Career Center is all us. The Career Center is not funded. The second Career Center, we call it, because we want people to have that second career. So we encapsulate that, and no funding whatsoever. It's our staff and Nikki and her team just doing it for the better good of our people. So when they come in, we can give them information and supports and referrals. But like she said, we need the business community to come in and say, I want to hire a senior. How can I do
Yes.
that? But like you said, the talent is there. And that second career, it doesn't have to be full-time. It can be part-time. But it's sharing that value that the person has their whole career. And I think all of us want that second career after we retire, and that's what we want to offer to them.
Yeah, there's nothing better than a senior who has experience, a senior who has skills, certain skills. And, even then, sometimes they're just there to do something different, have a different life, to fulfill a different dream. And yes, second career is key and important, but it could lead to a third career, a fourth career, like our crossing guard.
That's
I mean,
right.
these are the nice parts about, what we do at the senior center. We give opportunity, and
Yes.
it's different, and it's so much fun to be able to be there and see the transformation of someone little down on their luck, not psychologically just not being very motivated, but yet still knowing that they can be out there and feel worthy of life.
Oh, yes. And then the support that we do here at the Second Career Center is one-on-one. We will actually sit down with the person. We'll go through a complete profile, job profile, and ask them their interests and what they like to do and where they'd like to work. And then we continue the process from there. We help the seniors fill out their applications online, because that's something to navigate in itself. We help them set up LinkedIn profiles. We help them to understand how to follow up and how to continue. We upload their resumes to their LinkedIn.
How about computerization and the technology, Nikki?
We do all of this in our
that's
technology
great.
center.
So they should not be afraid
No.
if they're not in 2019,
No.
because with your help, they'll get into 2020.
That's right, and and we do it over and over again until, we create the result that they're looking for.
Yeah, well, it's great. It's always just super what our senior center has done, and with the evolution of it with
Yes.
time, as Barbara was saying. We keep moving forward. We move forward and take the steps that are necessary, help them backed by the city, help them backed by the federal government, and even the state. We are doing things that will enhance what our seniors do, what our older adults do, what our impaired will do in this community. And it's just great, all the things that both of you are doing, and the many other people at our Bella Vita that are doing to help our seniors move forward. We're going to take a break right now on the Senior Hour. I'm Dr. Gene Dorio with my co-host Barbara Cochran on your hometown station, AM 1220 and 98.1 FM KHTS.
The best live theater can be found right here in the Santa Clarita Valley. The Canyon Theater Guild has been entertaining audiences for decades with top quality musicals and plays. Located on Main Street in Old Town Newhall, CTG also offers workshops for the young actor in your family. For more information, call the box office at 799-2702 or go online to canyontheater.org.
Hi, I'm Myles McNamara, Certified Senior Advisor and owner of Comfort Keepers in Home Care. Our caregivers help you in your own home. A Comfort Keeper can provide companionship, meal preparation, medication monitoring, assistance with personal care, transportation to doctor appointments, all enhancing your independence and safety in the comfort and privacy of your own home. So if you or someone you love could use a helping hand at home, call Comfort Keepers at 287-4200. That's 287-4200.
Introducing Oakmont of Valencia, Oakmont's second luxury senior living community in Santa Clarita. At Oakmont of Valencia, you'll have access to full-time assisted living services provided by compassionate staff in the privacy of your own home. Oakmont's Diabetic Wellness Program offers assistance with monitoring and managing glucose levels, meals, exercise, and activities. Oakmont of Valencia offers a fully equipped wellness center and concierge medical program, allowing outside physicians to visit on site. Discover the care your loved ones deserve in a resort-style setting. Visit oakmontofvalencia.com.
Santa Clarita Valley residents now have greater access to the excellent physicians and high-quality medical services for which Providence Holy Cross is known. Providence Holy Cross Health Center in Santa Clarita features state-of-the-art cancer and imaging technologies, as well as board-certified physicians in a variety of medical specialties. Quality and compassion from a healthcare provider you can depend on. For more information, call 1-888-HEALING or visit us at providence.org.
Mission Valley Bank is a commercial bank in the Santa Clarita Valley that really puts the community into community banking.
At Mission Valley Bank, we strive to be a trusted advisor to our clients, and that means being an integral part of the communities we serve. We started the Give Where You Live program to help bring awareness to our nonprofit partners. We're more than just a local business bank. In fact, we're a full-service, independent commercial bank that is locally owned, community-minded, and relationship-driven. I'm Tamara Gurney, President and CEO of Mission Valley Bank, and I invite you to experience the Mission Valley Bank difference, where your success is our mission. We want to be your most valued bank.
Mission Valley Bank has been named Most Trusted Advisor Business Banker by the San Fernando Valley Business Journal 5 years in a row, and received the Business Leadership Award by the Santa Clarita Valley Chamber of Commerce, Valley Industry Association, and SCV Economic Development Corporation. Visit them at their Center Point branch location or at missionvalleybank.com. Member FDIC.
Find your fright at Six Flags Fright Fest, lurking among the nightmarish mazes and scare zones of the living dead. Or take your fright for a bone-chilling ride on the heart-pounding coasters in the shadows. At every turn, you'll find your fright, or your fright will find you. Buy a season pass and admission to Fright Fest is free at the thrill capital of fear. Fright Fest, presented by Snickers. How sweet.
Your hometown station.
Our news team at KHTS is constantly working to keep you informed. If you want the latest and greatest information on the Santa Clarita Valley, just sign up for the KHTS newsletter. SCV News delivered directly to your email inbox every weekday by 5 p.m. and a special weekend edition on Sundays. All it takes is an email address and you're set. Go to hometownstation.com to register.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
There's a very good reason Embrace Your Smile Orthodontics has been voted #1 orthodontist in Santa Clarita 8 years in a row.
Honestly, it's our team.
Dr. Megan LaCornu.
I think for me, what makes it stand out is when I have patients that come to me and say, we have never been in a doctor's office that feels like this. Our team is a family, and we really get along, and we are really passionate about what we do, helping our patients get the smiles they want and deserve.
Dr. Megan LaCornu of Embrace Your Smile Orthodontics.
Embrace your smile.
EmbraceYourSmile.com.
At Advanced Audiology, we know how important hearing is to you, your loved ones, your work success, your safety, and your ability to stay in the game. Most people won't admit hearing loss to themselves or others. We make it easy for you. Today's digital hearing aids come in a variety of styles, including invisible. All feature-rich, providing unparalleled hearing quality, wearing comfort, and automation that simplifies your life. Don't be fooled by our imitators. There's only one Advanced Audiology with the purple sign next to AAA on Valencia Boulevard.
Hi, this is Dr. Pilecki. Most people in Santa Clarita get hurt in a car accident every 8 years. Although most doctors will prescribe medication for relief, without specific rehabilitation, even minor neck injuries cause lifelong problems. And Hot Pack Twist and Crack Want Stim with that is neither specific nor rehabilitation. But our custom-tailored treatments are based on Nobel Prize-winning research. If recently injured, you may qualify for no-cost treatment. Read my reviews on Google and get better.
Aloha, friends! Go check out Honu Coffee, home of the best cold brew coffee. What makes their coffee special is how their organic coffee beans are infused with nitrogen to create a smooth and delicious cup of coffee. You'll also find traditional bold coffees and island-inspired signature drinks. They're the perfect place to catch up with friends or just relax with your favorite cup of joe. Honu Coffee on Lyons and Walnut in Newhall. Stop by and say aloha.
And now for your convenience, a second Honu location at 23502 Lyons Avenue between Peachland and Apple.
Your hometown station.
It can happen at any time. Breaking news in the Santa Clarita Valley. KHTS has you covered. Brush fires, emergency freeway closures, police activity. If it's happening in the SCV, we'll let you know about it with our breaking news coverage. Keep a channel preset to your hometown station, KHTS.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Hey, it's Tori with your hometown station weather. Mostly sunny today, although some clouds could move in the early afternoon hours. We'll see a high of 89 degrees, lows in the mid-50s, a little bit cooler tomorrow. For anything and everything Santa Clarita Valley related, go to hometownstation.com or find us on social media at KHTS Radio.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me?
We love you, Barbara.
You.
Congratulations, being 64 years old.
Oh, are you
Next
kidding?
year you'll be on Medicare.
I wouldn't be 64 for all the tea in China. I'm loving being 83.
Interesting song choice, though.
Yes. Thank you very much. That's wonderful.
Well, we want to thank the Senior Center for being here, Kevin MacDonald and Nicky Cervantes, for participating and letting us know all the different aspects of our Senior Center that continued to allow our seniors here in Santa Clarita to thrive. But we do have Myles McNamara from Comfort Keepers in Home Care on now. And Myles, how are things going? I mean, you know, we're the trio that have, I think, helped push forward some of the ideals of the city of Santa Clarita. Many people have, but at least at this radio station, we have worked real hard to assure that seniors have a voice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've got a couple of radio shows dedicated to our seniors. Obviously, the Senior Hour is one, and then we kind of had the spin-off of Aging with Power that I do occasionally on the station. But yeah, it's you know, in the Senior Center and whatever. You know, it's funny how the seniors a lot of times won't speak up for themselves. They sometimes forget that they're the largest voting demographic that's still around, actually. And it's some of the things that you see that happens that, you know, it's like they forget the power they have. And I wish somebody would remind them that, you know, when these politicians start to talk about Medicare or cutting into Social Security or doing some of these things that affect our seniors, that, you know, the lion rears its head and says, not on my watch.
All right. But we are doing things out now, Myles, that affect this whole system. I think here from Santa Clarita, and there are many people who are pushing forward, not only at the city level, but at the county level and at the state level. Robin and I have been elected to the California Senior Legislature as assembly people, and we will be going to Sacramento to help enact new laws for older adults. So if you have thoughts or ideas or even questions, contact us at the Senior Center, because we'll be happy to see what the problems are and see how we might be able to rectify those problems in a legal way, because they are listening to us now.
Well, one thing that, you know, they're starting to kind of, and we've talked about this before, sounds a little self-serving, but again, it's what seniors need, what seniors want, and that's to be able to stay in their own home. And, you know, home care has been private pay pretty much all of its existence with some long-term care covering it. But now Medicare is actually starting to look at the benefits of home care and start to cover it. Some of the Advantage plans were able to experiment it with it in 2019, but in 2020, I'm not sure where it goes, and I need to get more involved in the legislation and see what the CMS is talking about. But as far as and I think we've mentioned before on the show that Medicare and other insurances used to not pay for that gastric bypass surgery because they considered it an elective surgery, and then they realized, well, gosh, if we pay for it now and our patients lose 100 pounds, and then we avoid all these sicknesses down the road.
Right.
So now they pay for it. And it's the same with home care. A lot of folks think that home care, which is not home health, that's nurses, they come in for a short time and they
there
leave.
is a difference, just so we can distinguish that, Myles, because people don't understand home care versus home health care.
Correct. Yeah, because home care is, we come in and we stay for a elongated period of time to help with activities of daily living. We help make sure that our seniors are eating well, taking their medications on time, helping them in out of the showers. Home health just comes in, there's prescribed by a doctor. The nurse will do a few medical things, wound care, vitals, whatever, and then they're gone. But and that's what I always tell our adult kids when they're considering home care is that, well, we don't need you yet. I'm like, well, why would you wait till you need me at 4 times the level than having me in here on a proactive level to make sure mom doesn't fall and break that hip, to make sure dad doesn't forget to take his meds, or whatever the case may be. And it's kind of that parallel to the gastric bypass surgery. If you do it now and lose the weight, you won't be sick down the road. And same with home care. If you bring us in on a proactive level and let us give mom and dad a helping hand to make sure they don't end up needing us around the clock, that they don't have that head trauma because they slipped and fell in the shower, or they broke a hip, or whatever the case may be. So I'm hoping Medicare really steps up and says, wow. And again, I know it's going to be self-serving on their part too, because they say if we spend money here, we'll save money there. But that's life? I mean, we can't be naive about that. So I'm hoping that Medicare full-fledged will see the benefit of home care, because a lot of our seniors could use us and they can't afford us, which is sad, and it saddens me. But it is what it is, because home care is out of pocket unless you have long-term care insurance, like I said. So I'm really keeping my fingers crossed that Medicare will step up, make it a proactive type of benefit for their Medicare clients so that they can have home care, and our seniors want to stay in their own home and they want to do it safely.
We were just talking about how we as older adults need to be in control of the whole situation, and it's going to come through legislation. And right now, on June the 10th, there was an executive order in the state of California to develop a master plan for aging, and this was chaptered. It's called it is enacted, and this was enacted just a few days ago on October the 10th. By October the 1st of 2020, we are supposed to have a plan in place, a master plan in place for older adults. And one of the things that needs to be on that is aging in place. And one of the things, it's at a state level, but we need to figure out how we are going to get home health into every one of our seniors' homes. And you had mentioned how
home care.
Home care into every senior's home, because if we have that, they can stay in their home. Safety factors, nutrition factors. We talked earlier about having air conditioning, having heating, taking care of medications. There's so many things that lead to the downfall in terms of home care if it's not there. And so we need to be proactive in terms of eliciting help from all of you seniors in Santa Clarita.
Yeah.
For the three of us, the dynamic trio has worked real hard to try to get some of this out there. Now it's your opportunity when you've voiced your opinion, but now, and you had no place to go with it. We have a place to go. We have a voice, and we will be listened to. I guarantee it. The County of Los Angeles is coming to our senior center on Friday at 1:00. I am the hearing officer there. And they want to know from their level at the county what they can do to help older adults. This will filter up to Sacramento. I guarantee it. But if you don't come, it's at 1 o'clock at our senior center, Friday, October the 18th. If you don't come, you will not have a voice. Others, though, I guarantee will be there to help with that voice. So we have to charge forward. This is so important for aging in place and home care.
And I should probably at this point, in doing this for almost 2 decades, is I don't know the mechanical, if you will, process of Medicare and what they cover and stuff, because we do have open enrollment coming up for all of our seniors that have the opportunity to review their coverage, either straight up Medicare or one of the Medicare Advantage plans. And I think if enough seniors start asking about it and demanding it and pushing for it, that not only the Advantage plans, which I said earlier, have been given the green light to experiment with home care and save money in the long run. We can't be naive. I mean, insurance is a business, and if an insurance can possibly give the best coverage and care to their clients and do it cost effectively, well, that's just capitalism and good business. So we can't really fault them for saying, well, we're not going to cover it because it's a waste, because home care is not really a medical procedure, if you will. But if we can convince them, like the gastric bypass surgery, that cover home care now, keep mom and dad in their home safely, and they won't be hospitalized because of that broken hip or what have you. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the process is, like I said, but ask your Advantage plans. Ask Medicare, what about home care? Private duty home care is the best way to call it. Will you cover private duty home care, which is personal aid? I mean, there's different little synonyms for it, but it's basically private duty home care. And if our seniors push for that, which will allow them to stay in their own home for a longer period of time, then it's a win-win situation. I always feel kind of guilty because it is self-serving. If I start pushing too hard to have home care covered, well, then obviously my business does better. But again, my business does better because my goal is to help seniors, and if I'm helping seniors, so again, it's cyclical, and we can't be naive about the cyclicalness of it.
Right. But I do house calls, so it's certainly but for decades and doing 3 decades and doing house calls, I have seen that we need house calls, not just by doctors, but by nurses, medical professionals, and those who can come in and do regular caregiving. I've seen that.
Yeah.
And certainly it's an advantage, but in the long run for you and I, but we're not here. We've never promoted ourselves in this.
Right.
This has not been that part of the process. We have done well taking care of seniors in their home, but everybody needs to have this, not just a few. Everybody needs to have it. Their lives will be better. They'll stay at home. They'll die at home because that's where they deserve to be.
Right.
So we have to make sure that people understand the concepts surrounding this, but this will come with legislation.
And I'm wondering where this master plan, where home care could fit into that whole aging in place. I mean, you think it would fit in nicely.
Oh, it fits in perfectly. And that I am a part of this. I get to go to Sacramento. I get to talk to the agencies up there from the state government. So, we have voices now here in the county, in our city, our county, and in the state. And I think that we have enough voices to bring it all the way to Washington, D.C. But if we don't step forward, if our listeners don't say, I want to be a part of this, and say, I'm doing fine just on my own, in 10 years you might not be, and you will have wished that we would have done something. But there's a whole group of us now who are charging forward on this. Barbara, we are charging forward to make sure that this works and that home care, and home health care is available to all our older adults. As we do that, we will save money. They already know that, and I am so thankful that government has finally listened. 2 decades ago, I wrote Medicare, and I said, I am saving you money by doing house calls. It's really important that they have that. And they augmented the pay so other doctors have come in and started doing house calls as well. And nurses are doing the house calls under us.
Nice.
And physical therapists are going to see my patients. People are drawing blood. I have people who now I use who come in and do dental work, and it's covered. I have people who are coming in and doing x-rays and ultrasounds in their home.
Nice.
We're doing all of these things, but we have to start to evolve in this and allow people to not utilize and overutilize hospitals where it costs a lot of money, but be able to do certain things in their home when it's not an emergency to evaluate the patient and keep them in their home.
All right, and once you come in and do all those medical issues, and then that's where home care can fill in the cracks. Because you and your nurses and your physical therapists, you're all there doing the medical stuff that you've got to then go out and move on to the next senior. It's that time in between where you need the non-medical activity of daily living assistances with helping them eat and bathe and what. So again, what a great fit. What a jigsaw puzzle that you guys come in and do what you have to do with your team, and then the home care takes over. I mean, it's a really yin and yang kind of thing. Now, who's going to be at this thing on the Senior Center this Friday?
Me and the County of Los Angeles. WEDAC, they're called Workforce Development Agency, and so
How are you getting the words out to the seniors? To
well,
come in and really make their voices heard?
That's up. This radio show helps to do that,
Yeah.
and I hope there will be people there. They're doing it all over Los Angeles County, only once here in Santa Clarita. But it is Friday. It is at 1:00. It is at our Senior Center. What our expectations are. All I want are people to be there with a voice. If I have 3 people there that have a voice, I don't care. If I have 200 people there with no voice, that doesn't do us any good.
Yeah.
So we want voices, ideas. We want to be able to move things forward in a logical, financial, but a way where our seniors thrive. And if we can do that, they will stay in their homes. They will age in place. And there's no better feeling than having someone who has lived their life the way they choose, the way they want to, and have done well and stayed in their community. This is what we want, Myles.
That's a concept, isn't it? Make a plan, stick to the plan, and see the plan.
And isn't it
Have it go through.
easy concept?
Yeah.
Isn't it easy? But we have to be able to implement it, and it's only with the voices of the seniors in this community are we going to be able to do that.
Absolutely. And we have enough seniors here that we can do that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And we need to take a break, don't we? I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS.
Pumpkins are back in Santa Clarita, a short ride up Bouquet Canyon. It's Gilchrist Farms Harvest Festival and Pumpkin Patch, with pumpkins and more pumpkins. Open from 9 till 6 daily in October, the festival is full of pony rides, farm animals, live entertainment, farm crafts, archery, and pig races. Book your professional photo session in the Pumpkin Patch. Learn how to milk a goat, gather eggs, and pick your perfect Halloween pumpkin. Nostalgia return to Santa Clarita at Gilchrist Farm. That's GilchristFarm.com.
Introducing Oakmont of Valencia, Oakmont's second luxury senior living community in Santa Clarita. At Oakmont of Valencia, you'll have access to full-time assisted living services provided by compassionate staff in the privacy of your own home. Oakmont's Diabetic Wellness Program offers assistance with monitoring and managing glucose levels, meals, exercise, and activities. Oakmont of Valencia offers a fully equipped wellness center and concierge medical program, allowing outside physicians to visit on site. Discover the care your loved ones deserve in a resort-style setting. Visit oakmontofvalencia.com.
At Advanced Audiology, we know how important hearing is to you, your loved ones, your work success, your safety, and your ability to stay in the game. Most people won't admit hearing loss to themselves or others. We make it easy for you. Today's digital hearing aids come in a variety of styles, including invisible. All feature-rich, providing unparalleled hearing quality, wearing comfort, and automation that simplifies your life. Don't be fooled by our imitators. There's only one Advanced Audiology with the purple sign next to AAA on Valencia Boulevard.
Why did Mercedes-Benz of Valencia win the Dealer of Excellence Award in 2019?
Because we strive to provide the most outstanding sales experience.
Mercedes-Benz of Valencia COO Chris Paz.
We know you have high expectations. Our stellar team will meet and exceed your expectations. That's why we were named Mercedes Best of the Best, placing us in the top 10% of all Mercedes dealers nationwide.
Find out how you can lease a new Mercedes for unbelievably low monthly payments. Details at mbzvalencia.com.
It's like no other station I've ever listened to. It's great.
Your hometown station.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220, KHTS. And we're speaking with Myles McNamara of Comfort Keepers in-Home Care, one of our sponsors. Woo-hoo. And yes, and we're going to talk about holiday visits.
Well, I talk about this every year. I mean, we're heading into the holidays. Mm-hmm. I'm not talking about Halloween, but after that, we have the most often time that families come together during the year, and that's Thanksgiving, even more so than Christmas and Hanukkah and such. And so this is probably for our adult kids who may be leaving and heading out of town to see their parents in a different state or whatever. And I always talk about this every year, and we'll talk about it next month on the show again. I'll revisit the idea is that our seniors are very good on the phone of faking it. Yeah. So when we call our moms and we call our dads and, how you do, the conversation stays fairly, topical and surface and, and a lot of times they'll say, how's the kids? Now, you don't know that they can't remember the kid's name, or how's the weather, which is a hot topic. But my point is when you come together for the holidays, this is a time to be observant, because it probably maybe you didn't get out to see them last year. So maybe this is the first time you've seen mom and dad in 2 or 3 years, and they're doing really well on the phone when you call them and say, hey, how you doing? And but you don't see in the house that it's very, disheveled. They haven't showered in days. There's spoiled food in the refrigerator. So you're not seeing any of that on those little quick Sunday phone calls when you call to say hi. So when you come together for the holidays, be observant. Look around the house. Does mom or dad look like they've lost 10 pounds? Does the house look a mess? Is there spoiled food in the refrigerator? And it's so easy when we, if we're going to go to the movies or if we're going to the store, the kids, I got it, I'm driving. Just let mom or dad drive. Hey, say, mom, and don't be a dork about it. Just say, hey, can you drive? I have to do email something on my phone. Be clever about it. And then be observant while mom or dad is driving. Because if they're still driving their car, and let's say they're in their mid to late 90s, you need to pay attention to that. Because if you haven't had the talk, if you haven't taken the keys, which is the hardest talk to have with mom or dad, but really spend the time at the holidays being observant, allowing mom or dad to drive or cook or do things, and it might be time for a cognitive or neurological evaluation. It may be definitely time for home care if they need a helping hand in the home. It may be time, sometimes seniors decide they want assisted living. Again, it's their choice to have that talk before, while they can still make the choice. But if they want to stay in their home, that's where Comfort Keepers can come in to help. But find out what mom and dad want. Find out their mental and physical condition during the holidays. Pay attention. Because, again, it may have been a couple years since you physically laid eyes on mom or dad. So pay attention during the holidays. Let them do the driving. Let them do the cooking, and be observant. Don't be a dork is my new favorite word. Don't be a bull in the china shop and come in like a know-it-all and start bossing mom and dad around. But, again, be observant and keep an eye on them to see if there's something that may be of concern.
And be on the lookout as well outside of your family, making sure that your neighbors and those who are older are, and this is a tough time of year, but making sure that they're not in isolation, that they're not lonely, that they're not being exempted. At the Senior Center, our Senior Center, on Thanksgiving Day, we have a Thanksgiving meal put on by Lions Club of Castaic.
Yeah.
And it's just wonderful. And everybody participates in that, many of the restaurants. And, for those who are thinking that their family members are far away or they don't have family members close by, that is a place to go. That is a place to celebrate a holiday that we all cherish.
Right.
So don't think for a second that you have to be alone on that day, because we will be there with you.
Yeah, that's an annual event. Yeah, especially now that we're at our new senior center. That's going to be awesome.
It's going to be great.
But yeah, so again, go to the senior center for Thanksgiving. But wherever you go, keep an eye on mom and dad. Be observant and see if there's anything that's really drastically changed since the last time you laid eyes on them.
Yeah, very good. Just a great point, Myles. I think in our community we have been aware of seniors and how they do and how they move forward and how they keep moving forward. And if not because of you, I think that, the trio here wouldn't have worked with
the three amigos.
Yeah, wouldn't have worked with just a duo. And your presence in all of this with Comfort Keepers in Home Care has made a tremendous difference in our community. And I still think at the county and at the state level. So we have to keep moving forward, using our voices, Myles, to make sure change is there for our older adults.
Agreed.
And if they need to get a hold of you,
right here on Lyons Avenue. I have an office in Lyons and Encino, but right here on Lyons Avenue, 661-287-4200, or just go to comfortkeepers.com.
We are sponsored by Comfort Keepers in Home Care and Advanced Audiology. Listen to us next week on the Senior Hour. Now go and enhance your quality of life.
Yeah.